Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips, and today is Friday. Which means it's the end of the week, which means it's the last day for BattleTech in the Morning. And after a long, stressful, scientific week of trying to understand the interaction of pilot skills, weapon systems, all sorts of serious business like that, this here Captain Nips is really in the mood for something completely stupid. And so I had a plan, and I tried to make the game files work for the plan, and I'm not going to divulge that plan in case I can make the game files work in the future, but they did not work. Needless to say, totally fell through. So then I went to plan B, tinkering with the game files. Also fell through. So we're into plan C to do something stupid with the game files. Now, here's the thing about the BattleTech Backer Beta. The BattleTech Backer Beta is exceptionally flexible in terms of what it will take as inputs and provide as outputs. So, I've been able to make custom mechs. I've been able to redesign mechs to canon builds, stuff like that. And all of that is great, but none of the rules of battle mech construction are enforced by the beta. Which means that you can go into the game files and you can dink around and change any values you want to be whatever you feel like. So today, out of a slight curiosity, I'm goofing around with something here. I've set up a lance of enemies, and honestly, they're not important. They're just targets. Because over here, we have the real sauce. We have the real interesting bits. These are just Jenners. Pfft, whatever. They're Jenners. They're great. They're fast. They're light. We have two pilots. Coincidentally, sensor lock, which will come in handy in a moment. But here's the important thing. Here we have a pair of custom atlases. You'll notice the designation, -SN. -SN stands for sniper. Why would you designate an atlas as a sniper, you say? Well, you would designate an atlas as a sniper when its only weapon is an artillery piece. So yes, I have stripped the atlas of all of its weapons, and I have mounted a single artillery piece on this mech. Technically, it's the sniper artillery piece from the game files, which is fine. Now here's the thing. Let me get real with you. Artillery in BattleTech is great and it's fun, but it's not nearly as explosive as you would expect it to be. The sniper artillery piece only does as much damage as an autocannon 20. Granted, it does it in an area of effect because you're literally landing a giant explosive shell and it kaboom, kaboom when you hit the target. But it doesn't do like, oh my god, the world is exploding damage. Now, there are slightly larger artillery pieces that do the job. The Thumper comes to mind. But even the Thumper only does 50% more damage than an autocannon 20 round. Granted, that's doing that damage in a much bigger area. Artillery in BattleTech is kind of like a fun party favor that you fire off every now and then, and maybe you cause some damage with it. It doesn't obliterate anything but the smallest mechs. Maybe light infantry, vehicles, stuff like that. Bigger, heavier mechs, they can just kind of shrug off an artillery shell, unless it takes a hit to the head, which, whew, that's no fun. The thing that artillery gets you is obscene range. Obscene range. We're talking multiple kilometers away minimum range. In what is probably one of the most laughable parts of what this video is about to do, the sniper artillery piece, according to the game files, has a 5,000 meter minimum range. I don't even think there's a single map where you can be 5,000 meters away. So, we're going to goof off a little bit. I've got these atlases. I've got these Jenners, which, for those of you that are a little slow and just catching up, they're my spotters. And we're going to go to River Crossing. And I'm going to fling hot fire from downtown.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Until the other guys are dead. Now here's the other thing. Like I mentioned, the sniper artillery piece only does about an autocannon 20's worth of damage. And the game files right now like are absolutely not set up to handle artillery, so it's not really modeled correctly either. So I went and tweaked the files just a touch. So here we have our Jenners, and here we have our artillery atlases. And you will notice that each shot does 500 damage. In tabletop terms, that's 100 damage, or the equivalent of 5 autocannon 20's hitting at the same time. This is up into naval class weaponry damage. So let's let this loose on some unsuspecting targets, shall we? I'm going to have my Jenners basically do the run forward, spot the enemy drill here.
Don't need to tell me twice.
And I'm going to make these atlases run backward. And the reason for that will become clear in a moment, but it has everything to do with that minimum range I was talking about. So let's get these artillery pieces up on the hill where they belong. Also, I would like to, if I could, I'm going to zoom way out. I'm going to zoom as far out as the camera allows.
Got a sensor trace.
Yes, sensor traces are great. Sensor traces are wonderful.
Waiting on you,
I'm not going to deal with those sensor traces quite yet. What I am going to do is I'm going to run across this river and get behind cover. We might take a little tour of the back 40 of River Valley here. Get a good look at the terrain behind the enemy spawn because, you know, haven't always gotten a chance to really do that. You know, most of the fights kind of happen up on this hill here at the furthest. You know, like I think I've been up here. I want to get way up here, take some looks. But more importantly, I want my Jenners to pull these enemy mechs away from their path. And this way, the atlases should be so far off of radar range as to not even factor into their AI pathing.
Yes, Commander.
As they continue to trudge up the hill here.
Hauling ass. I'm here.
Let's just keep these atlases moving. These artillery pieces aren't gonna place themselves, and of course I misclick and not sprint there. Derp. Days since last misclick, 0. I think that means I've misclicked every day this week. That's pretty impressive, even for me. Alright, sprinting. We are taking this show on the road up the way here.
Double time.
With any luck, the enemy mechs will turn and pursue. Now, I did some early simulations to try and figure out if this entire thing would work.
On it.
And it turns out it works, mostly. I'm still expecting a few surprises here. But what I'm hoping for, this guy definitely is going to peel off, because in every previous setup I've done, this guy inevitably pulls off. This hunchback is hungry. This hunchback wants to get into the fight. His heavier friends, I'm not as convinced. So let's keep trudging up this hill. Hoofing it. So we can get that nice... Look at that vista. Look at that view. Also, look at that back line. We already are hitting the back edge. Now, here's an interesting thing about this map. There's lots of interesting things about the maps. The way that our spawn versus the enemy spawn is arranged and where this river cuts, it's not... We're not in the... We don't line up against the long edge or an edge of the square. The square actually points down over here. But we're approaching, I think we're approaching maximal maximal utility space here. Let's
You betcha.
move this guy over. And Showboat is now gonna tag me some medium mech.
Receiving you.
And the fatter bits are being a little slow. So I'm just gonna leave one sensor lock on the Hunchback and move Kraken up a bit more.
Aye, aye.
And this medium mech, this Hunchback, oh boy, does he not know what's coming. Contestant number 1 in our who can land a shot first orbital bombardment. Orbital bombardment from the surface of this planet. Intercontinental. Alright. Let's line up our shots, shall we? See, the thing about minimum range is it doesn't
Aye, aye.
prevent you from firing. It simply imposes a terrible, terrible penalty for firing. And I would just like to point out this obscene line of sight. This absolutely obscene line of sight. You know what? I'm not going to have Apex go first. That's unfair.
Commander,
Apex has breaching shot. We're only firing one gun. This guy's guarded. I want to give Wildfire at least a chance to do some damage. So,
all right.
going to move our Atlas into position. We're going to turn. And here's the fun thing. You can't see it now. I'll show it with Apex. But it turns out you can actually see the range bracketing when you're in the movement. But it's in a very interesting place. So, we're definitely at minimum range. +8. Target move +4. Target size +1. Weapon accuracy is actually bad. Turns out artillery pieces, not the most accurate. But we got a height. We got a height bonus. 40% to hit with a 500 damage salvo. Let's see what happens.
10-4.
And a miss.
Attack failed.
So the funny thing about the animations and the graphics in this game is that, like I said, the artillery pieces haven't really been implemented yet. So they don't really have an animation. They just use the animations from some of the base weaponry. Well, some of the base weaponry animations aren't intended for this range. So as you'll see in a moment. Oh, and I did it again. I'll show it off next turn. The ballistic trail will quickly disappear as it makes its way across this gargantuan valley. Look to the bottom left of the screen, I think.
Let's see how you like this.
Oh, no, we got the zoom in version. With another solid miss at 45% chance to hit. But that's okay. Artillery's inaccurate. You know, you can't always count on it hitting where you're pointing. And that's fine.
What can I do for you?
But we're certainly going to keep trying.
On my way.
Because boy howdy, when one of those salvos hits, it's going to be real ugly for the target involved.
Ready for
I would
order.
love if I could get another contestant in on this action. How about we go down here?
Roger.
There we go. Perfect. Is this Hunchback going to be able to get into range and line of sight? Oh. That's not great. Ooh, that's not great at all. Probably going to have to bug out. All right.
Awaiting orders.
Let's line up a few more shots. This time, I want to show off the firing arc that is provided to you informationally. So I've picked a spot. I can. In fact, I don't have to go quite so far back. a few meters is not going to matter. Now you notice I can swing my arc left and right, but you'll notice there's no arc indicator here. Where's my arc indicator? See the big arc in the skybox? That's actually the start of my short optimal range. The minimum range on these is so incredibly long that we not only can't keep it on the map, it's gonna clip into the skybox.
Moving out.
Which is why I doubt we'll see any artillery actually on the battlefields of the campaign game, but you never know. Let's find a target. Hey, that's 55% chance to hit on the backside of a Battlemaster. 40 on the Hunchback. You know what? This Hunchback is presenting a threat to my good fellows over there. It's only got 2 dots. 40% chance to hit. It's not the greatest, but you know what? I'm firing from... I almost wish you could get a range indicator here. Like, how far is this guy away? Because I honestly don't know. Another miss.
Crap. No joy.
No joy indeed. No joy indeed. Oh no. Kraken's taking too many hits. Kraken's taking too much of this garbage. I'm gonna need to bug him out hard.
My internals are taking a beating.
Couldn't tell.
I'm
Couldn't tell.
receiving you.
Alright, let's reposition here.
Coordinates received.
I need to make very sure that I don't lose a spotter, because if I lose a spotter, this whole endeavor goes just completely upside down on me. Let's take targets. We got 45 and 45, so yes. Yes, I would love to hit this Hunchback. Come on, dice rolls. Salvo away! Another miss.
No love on that strike.
I know this looks bad. I've missed every shot.
Waiting on you, Commander.
There's a lot of bad things moving my way. It doesn't look good. I'm gonna grant you, it does not look the best. But I guarantee, when I first saw what this does when a weapon finally connects, I laughed out loud like an idiot for a solid 30 seconds. So, let's see if we can make that happen somehow. Alright, Showboat, I need you to just not be anywhere near this guy if you can help it. That's not bad.
Affirmative.
Down in the corner, around the hill, break that line of sight, but stay within sensor lock range. This guy doesn't actually know where he needs to go. That's fantastic. Perfect. I can deal with that. All right.
Standing by.
Let's just, there's no need to back up any further. It's not like I'm going to get out of minimum range here. So let's just take a look at our targets. 55 and 30. 30's not great. I want something to explode. Let's make this Battlemaster explode. Boom! As the leg, arm, and right torso are all sheared off and very nearly core out the rear of that Battlemaster. This guy's got to be thinking, what in the goodness just hit me?
Yes, Commander.
Well, now that guy's down a leg. We can focus our efforts on this Hunchback. No dice.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
All right.
I hear ya.
Let's get Kraken out of harm's way as best we can. There's a rock here. Rocks are good. Rocks are kind. Rocks are wonderful. When you're trying to not get shot by things. Let's throw that good old sensor lock back out there. I think this Battlemaster might be on the receiving end of another salvo this turn. Just gonna throw that hunch out there. Speaking of hunches. Hey ho, hey ho. Let's take a look at this hill. This is a beautiful hill. I like this hill. What if we go here? Does that keep this guy in sensor range? Yes, it does. And it keeps the hill between me and him. Oh, is the rock gonna save me? Yes. Yes, it does. Let one of their fatties move and...
Standing by.
Continued the grisly work with our artillery atlases. So, something that did not come up in my tests was, does the artillery fire indirectly? And it turns out, yeah, it totally does. That's not obscene. That's not absurd. Oh, boy. You know what? Let's try and finish off this Battlemaster. Because 55% chance to hit. I like better than coin flips.
Copy that, Commander.
Boom! Second salvo hits, and one Battlemaster erased from existence.
Commander.
Now, speaking of erasure, let's see if we can manage this.
Firing all weapons.
Nope.
Miss.
The Hunchback is proving to be exceptionally slippery. So we're going to have to find some more targets.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, let's see what we got here. This is probably not a safe spot. This is probably not a safe spot. None of these are safe spots. But you know what? We get some sensor down into the valley here.
Coordinates received.
Down to about there. Wow, and I don't pick anything up? Interesting. Well, we're going to tag that guy. Which actually makes me wonder, is the other half of this lance actually on a search pattern for the remainder of my lance? Is it possible that they're actually trying to hunt me down? Let's see. Where can we go that's reasonably safe? There are no places that are reasonably safe. Right? I'm going to give up my left side to that Hunchback in case it sees me. I really just want to find the rest of this lance. And even over to here. So they're not here or up. They're not here or over, which means they're kind of over in this direction maybe, or possibly, and this is the scary thought, making their way up the hill. So, for lack of a better target, let's just sensor lock this guy. Although it might have been more fruitful to hunker down and guard there, just in case this Hunchback does get a line of sight. But he's decided to pursue hill climbing as a sport. Alright. 45% chance to hit.
Firing a full salvo.
One of these is eventually going to land. Oh, that looks like juice. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, start from the leg and work your way up. There goes half a Hunchback. 30 points left in the center torso. This gentleman is not long for this world. I could aim for the center of mass, but what fun is that? Let's see if we can just split the wishbone right here.
Fire an owl weapon.
That's probably not gonna hit. Oh, maybe. Whoa. Didn't get the leg, but got everything else that wasn't the head. Ain't a whole lot left of that mech, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, good times as the ridiculousness of hyper-tweaked artillery, naval ballistic rounds
Got it.
comes into play. There has to be something over here, right? There we go. There's contestant number 3. I think we confused him. What do we got? Battlemaster. Other Battlemaster. Alright.
Ready for orders.
Let's see if Kraken can find contestant number 4.
On my way.
So I'd just like to restate and emphasize again, do not expect your artillery salvos to do this kind of damage, because they're just not going to. This is for lulls. All of the best lulls. Because sometimes you just want to see things explode from very far away. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. He's actually making a push on the artillery. Oh no. Oh no, that's going to end poorly for him. Alright, let's start with... So, I have focus. I don't think it's actually going to do anything, because this is a minimum range shot. Yeah, nope. Totally useless on a minimum range shot. But you know what? We're going to take that shot anyway.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Nope. Whiff. Also, you probably some of you that are keen and aware, probably looking at the ammo counts here and thinking, how did you cram that many artillery shells into an Atlas? Because the artillery shells are big and heavy. The answer is I cheated. I mean, I cheated with the artillery piece itself. It only seems fair to cheat with the actual ammunition, right? Right. Fire! Yeah, that one's not going to hit. Oh, maybe it did. Ooh. Took the leg clean off. Actually took the leg off with only 30 extra damage into the right torso. That's interesting. I need to look at that again. Oh, and he's
Waiting on you, Commander.
currently out of sensor reach, so let's fix that. Hey-ho you. Want to get a good look at you. Nope, no, no. Alright, so the leg has 220 total health, plus I took another 30 off the side torso. So that's 250 total damage. I didn't think this guy was guarded. Maybe he was guarded last turn, but he was definitely covered. Huh. I did less damage than I was expecting, I guess is the point that I'm trying to get at here. Now the point I need to try and make here is spot this guy for Exterminatus, for orbital glassing. Ooh, it's an Orion as well. He might actually pose... Uh-oh. He might actually pose a threat to something. No. Or not.
Aye, aye.
I swear to all that is good and holy, if this Orion rolls up on me, I am going to punch it to death. Which is going to put a kink in this whole firing indirectly plan. Let's go center of mass. And let's make with the hay. Boom! As yet another overpowered and completely illegal artillery salvo hits its target.
Yes, Commander.
Time to get good. Time to wreck this fool for coming too close.
All right.
Nope, not with a shot like that. These wildly inaccurate artillery pieces at what is basically point blank range. All right.
Waiting for orders.
Kraken, if you'd be so kind as to continue to provide targeting data. Although I don't think it'll matter in a moment, as that Orion rolls up on those two atlases.
What can I do for
Showboat.
ya?
Showboat is so far away from the fight at this point. I'm just gonna have her take a little tour. We're gonna go up on the top of this hill. We're gonna check out the surrounding terrain.
Sprinting.
Yes, that's what I commanded you to do, Showboat. There's got a lot of trees back here. Wow. Look at all this forest. Some rolling hills. Oh, he gets focused again and does nothing
Yes, Commander.
with it. Alright, this guy deserves to die in probably the most explosive and painful way we can imagine. Artillery
Firing
ho!
a full salvo.
Yep, nope. There are some craters in this river valley.
Negative damage.
Most of them do
Repeat,
not contain
negative
mech
damage.
remains.
I'm receiving you. Acknowledged.
Oh, that might hit. Yep, there goes a leg. He was guarded. Took 240 plus... Yeah, it did exactly what it was supposed to. It did 250 damage. Wow, guarding against an artillery strike. That is certainly a way to not get immediately obliterated by it. In case we were not completely clear that bulwark and guarding was stupid.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Hey, Showboat, let's take a little more tour here. So what do we got going on? Got some rolling hills over here. Got some trees. I want to check out this gorge. This gorge looks fun. That way. Now, it seems only sporting
Awaiting orders.
to not let this Orion get away clean. And it is the end of the week. So I see no reason not to roll up on this guy and commence with mech pugilism.
Waiting for orders.
So let's go do that.
Affirmative.
I've had my fun with my artillery shells. I've seen things blow up. I've lit guys up from a kilometer and a half away. Maybe 2. It's hard to tell, actually.
What can I do for you?
Kraken, let's get you in on the action here. And by that I mean... stand there and sensor lock things. We're going to conserve your ammo, even though you're down to lasers.
I hear
Showboat,
ya.
on the other hand. Let's keep her moving. Let's see what we got over here.
You betcha.
So you've got this little roadway that kind of comes in from the enemy spawn, and it looks like it just... Wow, check that out. I was checking that out, game. What the heck? Right,
Commander?
so... I think I've thoroughly demoralized this Orion pilot because it's not doing anything of consequence.
Aye.
It's going to get one more chance before it starts to get pummeled by atlases.
Waiting for orders. Good
Alright,
to go.
Showboat. Let's keep taking a look at this place. Look at that gorge. Oh, that's cool. Let's keep sprinting along. Oh, and then we hit the edge of the map. So let's just take a quick peek at the edge of the map then.
No sweat.
As this road continues on. And so does this river. Cool. The camera is having some real issues with all of this giant expanse of space I'm working. Wow, orbital view.
I'm hit.
Really? Really? You're gonna sneak a lucky headshot in that garbage? Oh. Sir or madam, I am slightly aggrieved. And I will take it out on your poor, poor mech. Let's begin the pummeling.
Standing by.
Ooh. Can't really get both sides. It'd be funny to hit it from the left and the right. Just go bingo bango on this guy. Nope, what? Come on. There we go. Melee from there. Clickety clickety.
Targeting for physical attack.
Shot to the leg.
What can I do for you?
Standing by.
Alright, can I get into melee? I can. Can I get into a DFA? I totally can. And yes, I realize the irony of this,
I copy.
if there is any. Me using a DFA? That's crazy talk. This Kraken takes all of the armor off his legs. Completely and thoroughly just shreds his armor on his legs. Showboat now.
I hear ya.
Off on walkabout. So what do we got up this hill? We got a lot of hill that goes way up to the point here. It's kind of barren. Not a lot of trees. Kind of hard to tell. But mostly just hills. What if we go the other way? Is there something interesting the other way? Because you know what? Gosh darn it. We've got jump jets.
Affirmative.
I'm going to get on this hill. I'm going to get on this big old hill. And Showboat is going to be queen of the hill. Meanwhile, several miles away, again with the orbital view. Yep, it's official. I've thoroughly freaked the camera out in this match. But you know what? That's okay. That's
Commander?
okay.
Standing by.
Because this match is almost over. Because pummeling.
Attempting physical attack.
Ooh. Alright, there's no more armor for that arm now.
Waiting for orders.
Ooh, I can get behind it. Why not?
10-4.
Oh! You didn't need that left side, right? Right?
Objective complete.
Hey, that works. Kill the pilot. Not entirely sure how I did that, actually, considering I hit it with an artillery round. And then it fell down twice. I didn't hit it in the head any other times. This is me shrugging. I'll take a spare Orion. Why not? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that was as goofy and silly and fun for you as it was for me, because this was dumb in its 15 rounds and 32 minutes and 48 seconds. When in doubt, tinker with the game files, turn up the damage by a factor of 5 to 10, and just watch things explode. I think that's a fitting end for the week, given all of the stresses that we've been through in these videos. And I would show the enemy force, but there ain't a lot of the enemy force left to show. So, yeah. How did he end up getting killed? That's going to be the mystery to solve. How did Blockade die before his mech? But that'll be all for today's BattleTech in the morning. A mystery for another time will have to be solved later. I am your digital savant. Not really. I'm not all that savant-like. More like a digital plebe. In the game files, tinkering with numbers, because why not? They're there to be tinkered with. Sort of, not really. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are. Go out, enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the weather will be nice wherever you are. It's going to be cold where I'm at. Possibly rainy, possibly snowy, because that's upper Midwest. It's great. It's great. But regardless, have a wonderful few days off. And I'll see you in the next video.